Bray Wyatt is set for his first wrestling appearance since his WWE release. And Jeff Hardy is officially a free agent and looks set to debut on AEW Dynamite tonight. But first, this past Saturday, Colby Covington would defeat former friend and longtime rival Jorge Masvidal at UFC 272 in convincing fashion. Many have praised Colby's ability to sell a fight and have tipped him for a future in professional wrestling, with his persona of an effective heel making him easy to hate. Covington spoke with Sports Illustrated following his weekend win and will talk of a potential move to WWE in the future, and he would say, "I'd love to cross over and come into the WWE, but I love being a UFC fighter. I love fighting, it's my passion and what I was born and put on this earth to do. After my career with the UFC is done, WWE is something I'd love to dabble in." Colby is clearly a fan of WWE and has suggested that he's been watching the product. He would refer to the WWE run of Ronda Rousey, praising the baddest woman on the planet for her performances. We have discussed Colby in a list of 10 MMA fighters that are perfect for pro wrestling, so check that out if you haven't already. Next, let's go to some All Elite Wrestling news as a major star has signed a new deal. According to Fightful Select, AEW's Miro has signed a brand new 4-year extension to his contract that will keep him with the company until 2026. The deal is said to have been agreed upon late last year, but it wasn't signed until a while later. Miro's original deal is said to have been set to expire this spring. He hasn't wrestled since his match with Bryan Danielson at Full Gear in November, after he was added as a late entry into the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament. He would advance through to the final before falling at the last hurdle. He has been dealing with a hamstring injury that's kept him away from television, but he is now said to have been ready to return for a while. Whilst it's unclear when he'll be back, his new deal could mean we could see him in the near future. Next, we have some news about Ring of Honor and the transition of assets to Tony Khan. With ROH Supercard of Honor 15 right around the corner, being held on April 1st, the show is said to be way behind on the show's preparations, including finalizing the card, booking, travel arrangements, and other logistics. This according to SEScoops.com. Ahead of the Tony Khan takeover, there is said to have been a new company logo made, but AEW wants to use the current ROH logo at the upcoming pay-per-view to represent the end of the current era before undergoing a rebrand of their own. The SE Scoops report notes that the current Ring of Honor employees do not get the impression that they will have a job when the sale finally goes through, and the general feeling is that there will be no formal transition planned, and there's no guarantee that employees will be keeping their jobs with the new Ring of Honor. The sale is currently expected to be complete around the first week of April. AEW President Tony Khan wants to produce Ring of Honor shows using AEW's production team, noting at the AEW Revolution Media Scrum that he has the resources to produce a better looking Ring of Honor show than anyone else. He would also confirm that he will be the one to book the show, noting the importance of a smooth transition from Ring of Honor to AEW, meaning a similar vision is needed. This hints that Ring of Honor will indeed be used as a developmental territory for All Elite Wrestling, as previously speculated. Now we go to a story from last night's episode of NXT, where a brand new NXT champion was crowned. The main event of last night's Roadblock special saw Bron Breakker defend his title against Dolph Ziggler and Tommaso Ciampa in the main event of the show. The finish would see Ziggler's tag team partner Bobby Roode interfere in the match, allowing Dolph to score the pinfall on Ciampa. This means the champion lost his belt without being involved in the fall. This kicks off Ziggler's first ever reign as NXT champion, ending Breakker's 63-day run with the belt, a run that began on January 4th at New Year's Evil. It's unknown if Dolph is now exclusive to the NXT brand, with his official home being Monday Night Raw. Now let's go to a story coming out of this weekend's AEW Revolution Media Scrum, where CM Punk would appear alongside Tony Khan to answer questions from the press. Following his brutal dog collar match victory over MJF, the former WWE champion would be asked about potentially challenging for Hangman Page's AEW World title in the near future. Punk says that he has other plans for now, but admitted that if he's not working towards the title, then what is he doing? And he would say, "I think so, there are people I want to wrestle just for wrestling's sake, but after a while, I don't know how much time I have. I don't know how many matches I have left. If I'm not working my way towards a title shot and I'm not trying to be where Hangman is, I don't know what I'm doing." I think that's something that might happen, keep your eyes on it. There is a ranking system, I think I'm doing pretty good. I like Hangman though, it's a lot easier to wrestle someone when you hate him, I like that cowboy. Hangman Page would also be asked about the possible title defense against Punk in the media scrum and said he'd be open to it and to wait until Wednesday to find out who's next in line. Punk currently has an overall AEW record of 13-1 and a 2022 record of 4-1. He is currently sitting outside of the men's rankings right now, but could move into a contendership spot with a few more wins under his belt. This week, Bryan Danielson would appear on the Wrestling Observer Radio, where he discussed a potential appearance in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Danielson would note that he is of course interested in working for the promotion, but said he will only work there when fans can cheer again. Right now, Japan is limiting crowd interactions at shows due to the pandemic, with attendees unable to cheer or go near performers. Bryan wants to feel the full experience of working for the company and said, "I really do want to do New Japan, but I also kind of don't want to do it until fans can cheer. From what I want out of wrestling, just doing it with the clapping, I'd still have fun. I'm one of the few people who enjoyed wrestling in the Performance Center with nobody. I enjoy wrestling in the Thunderdome. I tend to find myself enjoying wrestling in any atmosphere it is. From what I want in my experience in New Japan, I want people to be able to cheer. Hopefully nothing happens where things get set back again or anything like that, not just because of my pro wrestling, but because of worldwide health." Bryan has said in the past that he wants to take part in the grueling G1 Climax tournament, which is usually held in the summer months. More recently, it's taken place in the fall due to a clash with the Olympic Games in Tokyo, which were moved from 2020 to 2021. Whether or not things will get back to normal in Japan by the time the G1 comes around remains to be seen. We have no dates set for this year's tournament. Now let's go to another story from AEW Revolution, as a big match saw multiple changes to its finish. According to Fightful Select, the AEW Women's World Championship match between Dr. Britt Baker DMD and Thunder Rosa had the finish changed multiple times in the weeks leading up to the pay-per-view. In the end, Britt Baker would retain her title in the match, but it seems that this wasn't necessarily the plan all along. No reason was given for the changes, but it was noted that a rematch is likely being built for the St. Patrick's Day Slam edition of Dynamite on March 16th. This will be held in Thunder Rosa's hometown of San Antonio, Texas. The two would meet at last year's St. Patrick's Day Slam in the main event of the show, with Rosa coming away with the win, and this was before Britt Baker became champion. Many fans expect Rosa to be the one to dethrone Baker, with this perhaps being the ideal place to do it. Now let's move on to an update on the status of free agent Cody Rhodes. Last week it was reported by Bodyslam.net that talks between Cody and WWE have fizzled out, whilst Ringside News noted that he had been removed from internal documents for WrestleMania. In a weekly Cody Rhodes update provided by Fightful Select, they provided some more information on his situation. They noted that people close to Cody and his team had been downplaying him literally going anywhere for weeks, but this was taken as them being coy. Fightful reached out to Rhodes himself on Saturday, who wouldn't offer much insight or detail as to what's going on, but he said that he has been online and seen some wild stuff about him and said that these are mad times. When asked to elaborate, Cody simply replied with a picture of his dogs. Fightful also reached out to a source within WWE, with most talent never hearing specifically that he was coming in, but there has been pitches for Cody Rhodes to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, but people within the creative team are currently uncertain as to what's going on. On this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, Seth Rollins would express his anger about not having a WrestleMania opponent, which suggests that he will indeed get a WrestleMania opponent at some point, otherwise it wouldn't be a storyline. He has now blacked out all of his social media, and it's possible that he could issue an open challenge on the show, which could be Cody Rhodes. It was noted that Austin Theory's appearance in the Madison Square Garden WWE title match against Brock Lesnar this past weekend was kept from the locker room and staff, meaning that certain people are being kept in the dark about certain situations within the company. Many wrestlers at AEW Revolution were under the belief that Cody's WWE move was off, but this was pure speculation. Cody's agent was in town for the show, but he has other clients on the AEW roster, so this doesn't really mean much. So it looks like we're no closer to an answer on his future, but Cody is well aware of the current online speculation. Former WWE Universal Champion Bray Wyatt will be making his first post-WWE wrestling appearance this Sunday, with him set for the Showcase of Legends 7 event in Albany, New York. According to their website, Wyatt, the now Wyndham, will be holding a meet and greet with photo ops and autograph signings between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. He'll be joined at the event by current Impact and AEW wrestlers, as well as WWE Hall of Famers, such as AEW Women's World Champion Britt Baker, Matt Cardona, Trish Stratus, and interestingly, his former Wyatt family teammate Eric Redbeard. Whilst Wyatt was released from WWE in July 2021, he has been busy working on a horror film with Jason Baker and is yet to make any appearances in a wrestling capacity. He will also be in attendance at next month's WrestleCon, which is being held during WrestleMania weekend in Dallas, Texas. And finally, let's go to the latest news surrounding the potential AEW debut of Jeff Hardy. Ever since his WWE release in December, fans have expected Jeff to join his brother Matt in AEW to reunite the Hardy Boys. Jeff even admitted that he is AEW bound before he backtracked on his statement, saying that it was simply a goal, which many don't believe and think it was more to avoid legal issues. Well, today, Jeff Hardy is officially a free agent, meaning he is able to sign for another wrestling promotion as soon as he likes. It has now been 90 days since his release, and his 90-day non-compete clause has now expired. Jeff will reportedly be in attendance for tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite, but it's still unclear if a debut will take place. This is according to the ever-reliable Fightful. With that said, Matt Hardy has taken to Twitter to add a whole bucket of fuel to the Jeff Hardy fire, suggesting he is set to move on from the big money Matt character, and admitted that he has seen the error of his ways, and he would write, "I became wrapped up in making as much money as I could in AEW, much like those who came before me. I took advantage of young men who looked up to me and I failed them. On AEW Dynamite, I promised to make a change and be better. It's time for me to get back to being Matt Hardy." Matt is coming off the back of a 6-man Tornado tag team loss at the AEW Revolution pay-per-view, where he teamed with fellow AHFO members Andrade El Idolo and Isaiah Cassidy. They would lose to Darby Allin, Sting, and AEW TNT champion Sammy Guevara. Matt would in fact take the pinfall at the hands of Darby. Over recent weeks, there have been several hints that not only is Matt set to leave the AHFO stable, but that he will be joined by Jeff Hardy when he is available. Well, now Jeff is available and is highly likely to be appearing on tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite, and if it does happen, it's gonna be wonderful.